What's up, Sons? It's Blind Run with Son of a Tech once again, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Arctic Freezer 33TR, and yes, that TR stands for Threadripper. This particular cooler will be used in testing the parts or components before putting it into the fully custom water-cooled build that we'll be doing later on. But this will kind of get us started, and I do have to put out a disclaimer there that Arctic did send this over to me. Ironically enough, it was funny, I did win an Arctic Freezer cooler from Sandland for the PC modding contest that I won with the kind of rig you can see back there in the background where I'm currently cleaning its pipes. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so welcome back. The box is pretty basic and straightforward. On the back here you can see that it has a fluid dynamic bearing with an efficient and silent 3-phase motor, an enlarged base for Threadripper, quote unquote, and an optimized fan design. Low motor temperature, 4 times the lifespan, Bionics F120 3-phase motor for the fan there, and it shows the typical temperature for a typical 120 millimeter fan. So there you go. If we move over here, we'll see that the heat pipe is a direct touch, and then we have an aluminum fin on the heat sink material, and then the MX4 thermal compound, which you guys can see over here. Arctic's always made some great thermal compounds, so never a bad thing to have as much of that as you possibly can. We have the 120 millimeter fan. It goes from 200 RPMs to 1800 RPM, so it should be quite quiet no matter what. Max cooling capacity is 320 watts and the recommended TDP is 200 watts. So this is for AMD socket TR4, SP3, and AM4. So I guess that it has the option of going onto an AM4 platform, which is interesting. And Intel sockets support 2066 and 2011 V3, and that's the square ILM only. Let's get it open. Yeah. Alrighty, here we go. So opening it up, we have a QR code, and I guess that is for the user manual. That is a clever way to do the user manual. I like that. We have the hardware box, and then the cooler itself. This is the black and white version. There is also a black and red version available as well that I can leave a link to in the description below. It does look like it's gonna tilt or lay down on me pretty much this whole time. Oh my God. It does have a fan extension built on. I'm not sure how I really feel about that. I actually don't like it at all. I'd rather just have none and buy the extension if I need one, because that can just look kind of junky and it's an extra cable to manage on the board. So not a huge fan of that. Get it? Fan. And then here is the plug, the power for the rest of it. I'm getting a kick out of myself today, I gotta say. Looks like the fan mounting system is pretty easy. It's got this little spring-loaded clip on the side that if we pull out, I believe we can pull it out, yep. Then we can just pop the fan off. You have to do it on both sides. Yeah, there we go. I do like that a little bit better than putting the clips on and then on the side of the fan like the Hyper 212 does, for example, and then clipping it on, because sometimes you bend the fins when you try to do that. And you'll notice here on the fan itself that it has kind of some filled out, there's no gaps in between the fins on the side. I do feel like that makes it a little bit more sturdy so you won't bend them. So very good quality there. I like it. Everything else, everything's matte black. It looks like even the copper pipes here were painted until you get down to the bottom. Technically, I think that hurts heat dissipation, but not necessarily in this case because they go up and through. It's interesting. No, but they're painted all the way through. Okay. But on each individual pin, if you look in the right light, you can see that the copper is still touching the actual fins. It looks like there's a little cutout of the paint. So Yeah, in theory, that's not really going to hinder cooling or heat dissipation at all. On the bottom here, we see that we have this massive heat sink to cover as much of the threadripper chip as humanly possible. It's interesting, it's laid out rectangular. I feel like the chip's bigger, but maybe I'm wrong. I haven't checked it out yet. This should be cool once we get into it. So that's the heatsink there. The fan has a nice style to it. It is black and white, so if you have a black and white theme, this should go along with it quite well. Maybe if you're putting this in like an NZXT case, one of their S340s, black and white version. This will fit real nicely in one of those. I'm not sure what the noise levels will be like. We will cover that in a temperature / noise level review once we get the 1950X chip in, which will be before the end of the week. We should get it tomorrow, I believe. It does appear that putting it back on is about as simple as taking it off. Yeah, that's pretty slick. Pretty easy there. No real complaints. Alrighty, and then in the hardware box, let's see. There we go. We have all of the mounts that we could possibly need for threadripper. I'm not sure if it comes with everything else. It does have the MX4 thermal compound here as well, a little packet of it. So we can use that up first. And then it also comes with 2 more fan holders here for the opposite side in case you wanted to have 2 fans in a push-pull configuration. You have everything you need. Pretty straightforward. I dig it. That's going to cover the unboxing for the Arctic Freezer 33TR, aka Threadripper Tower CPU Cooler. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And if you want to pick up one of these yourself, please check out the Amazon affiliate link in the description below as well. I want to say right now they're going for about $44 USD, and whatever that equivalent is in your region. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you next Tuesday.